if you're worried that you're not going to find the right house for you, or you're going to start looking and there's not going to be anything out there for you and it's just not going to work out for you, this is literally proof that it's going to be taken care of. So here we go, story time. Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Rebecca. I'm a realtor based here in southeastern Idaho, and I make videos every single week talking about all things life in Idaho Falls, tips for buying or selling here, things to do here, and kind of just life in general as a wife and a mom and a realtor, because things get a little bit crazy sometimes. But in today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different and do a story time with you guys, because I have been working on this transaction. It is closed now, thank God, but it has just been wild, and it has been crazy to see how all of these things have just come together and like fallen into place. And I just think it's the most like uplifting story for anyone who's worried about like finding the right house for them, or thinking that they're not going to be able to find something that will work for them or that's right for them. And I just feel like this is proof that you will find the house that's meant for you, and it will work out. And whether you're a faithful person or not, personally, I believe that God will just make it happen, but this is proof. So here we go. Okay, so story time. I had these buyers reach out to me back in, I think it was June, and they had sold their house in like April. I guess they had a bad experience with the agent that sold their house, and so they wanted to find someone else to help them buy. They came to me, we connected really well, it was awesome, and they had, since they sold their house, they had been living in a trailer on the wife's parents' property, and they have 4 kids, so this was not like an easy thing for them to do. So they wanted to find something as quickly as they could. They were super ready to buy. They wanted to just find the right house for them and just, you know, have it work, find their home. So we start looking. Beginning of July, we found a house that they loved. We went out and saw it. It had some issues and it was old, and so we wrote an offer. It was quite a bit under asking. The seller didn't accept it. So over the next like week, me and the listing agent were kind of going back and forth, talking to our clients and just like trying to figure out if we could make something work, because my buyers really loved the house, but it did have some issues that they need to put some money into fixing, and so they didn't feel like they could offer what it was listed at. So finally we come to an agreement. The seller says that he'll accept what we've agreed to, but we didn't have it in writing yet. As I'm getting ready to send this offer at the agreed upon price and terms and everything, the buyer's lender calls me and says, hold on, we have an issue. I pulled their credit again. Their credit went down a tiny bit. They're not going to be able to qualify for the down payment assistance program that we'd been working on and that they were kind of banking on using to get into this house. So we realized, okay, we're going to have to wait like 3 weeks because, long story short, the buyers had just paid off like some debt that they had, but it hadn't updated to reflect on their credit yet. And so we had to wait a few weeks for the lender to be able to repull their credit, so their credit would go up and they could qualify for the down payment assistance program and everything. So we're like, okay, we've just got to do this. I tell the listing agent like what's going on, and I'm like, you know, we're just gonna have to kind of wait. And I talked to my buyers and we're like, we're just gonna cross our fingers that the house is still on the market in 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, and just we'll go from there. That's all we can do. So like 2.5 weeks later, the house is somehow still on the market. It was like a miracle. And I call the lender again. He's able to repull their credit. Their credit goes up. We're good. So we write the offer at the price and the terms that we had agreed upon a few weeks ago. The seller accepts it, and we are finally under contract after like weeks of just waiting and going back and forth on this house. And it's just like a huge relief for everyone involved. Then we're under contract on this house. We've literally just gotten under contract on it. Like inspection is just scheduled, hasn't even been done yet, like brand new in escrow on this house. I talked to the lender in the morning. Everything is good. He's going to start working on the file. Then one of the buyers calls me a few hours later and is like, I just talked to the lender and he's saying that we're going to need, basically that they can't get financing for the house that they had already been pre-approved for. So naturally, we're all a little bit frustrated. I'm confused because I had just talked to the lender, sounded like everything was good. Long story short, the lender wasn't able to make it work out. Like, they hadn't fully gone into their file as they should have, and whatever. I'm not like gonna blame him or name names or anything like that, obviously, but it was kind of a misstep on their part, and we were looking at having to back out of the house because the buyers weren't going to be able to qualify for the loan to get the house. So I'm talking to the buyers, and we're literally about to be like, okay, we're just going to have to back out. Like, there's nothing we can do. And they were so upset because after all of this waiting and like this back and forth, like, we thought we were good. We thought we finally got the house, and now we were looking at like having to back out and lose the house again. So I'm like, hold on, can we just like wait? You guys take a step back and think about it, but do you want to try to talk to a different lender and just see what they can do? Because I've worked with a lot of different lenders. Sometimes they like pull the numbers differently and like move things around differently, and it just like works out differently. So I'm like, here's some of my like preferred lenders. They're awesome. I've done a lot of deals with them and they're amazing. Do you want to try just like talking to them and seeing if they can do anything different so we can stay in this deal and you don't have to lose this house? So they take a minute, they think about it, and then they end up reaching out to one of my lenders that I always recommend to my clients. Somehow she like pulls everything together, gets everything going, and then she calls me and she's like, so I haven't even gone through all of their sources of income, but just off of what I'm looking at and what I'm like basing the numbers off of, they can easily qualify for this loan. And we are like, oh my gosh, you are a literal lifesaver right now. Like, we were so excited. The buyers were so happy, and long story short, like, they were able to qualify for the loan. They switched lenders, got everything moved over, and like, we're good. They got the loan. Everything like went through. Everything was smooth from then on out, but it was just like, whew, it was a deal there for a minute. Like, it was some work on this one. And it just made me so excited. And obviously there's deals that like I feel like are more, I don't want to say important, but that like have a bigger impact than others. And this was one of them because it was just like, this family just wanted to find their home and they thought they found it and then they didn't, and then they thought they got it again and then they didn't, and then it was just like so up and down. And the fact that like all of us were able to just like pull this together and make it work is such a good feeling. And I love that I get to like do this as my job, especially when I have moments like this, because like this family is getting the home that they wanted because everyone was able to like work together and make it work out and find a solution for this family. And it's just the best feeling. So basically, my moral of the story of this whole thing is just that if you're worried that you're not going to find something, or that you're not going to find the right fit for you, or whatever it is, just relax. If it's meant to be, I'm telling you, it will work out no matter what, no matter the obstacles. You will find the perfect place for you and the place that you guys are meant to be at. So just, I know it's hard not to worry and not to feel like that, but just trust, it will work out. It'll be fine. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope my story was uplifting and gave you some optimism if you are like overwhelmed about this whole process. But yeah, I'm super excited. It will happen for you guys too. So if you have any questions on, as always, pretty much anything, feel free to drop them below. Send me an email, shoot me a text, call me, connect with me on social media, whatever you want to do. I'm always happy to help you guys out. So till my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.